Well, Christmas came a little bit early. I opened up the front door this morning and had a giant package waiting for us that we have been waiting a while to get for the Can-Am. We love this Can-Am, but the problem is storage. Back here on this back deck, everything gets really hot above the engine. And a lot of you may have seen on four-seaters the big cargo racks on top, but getting them for a two-seater, a little bit more difficult. There was two other companies I was looking at, but Can-Am finally put out their own. So I decided to snag the Can-Am one, so I hopped on Rocky Mountain ATV and put in my order, and it's here. So we're going to be riding down to Moab next weekend and thought might as well get it on today. I apologize, it might be a little bit echoey in here because we're in the garage today because the weather outside is awful. And we need to get this done, and we can't wait for a sunny day. And here in Utah, heck, that might be March before we get another sunny day to do stuff outside. So let's go ahead and get it backed out, the new rack brought in, and see what goes into putting this thing on. It's supposed to be pretty easy, and I'm hoping so. Or we might be all day. All right. So, luckily, Rocky Mountain ATV had them in stock, and it was here in a day. Let's just get right to it. Well, it came together a lot more than I thought. It's not a bunch of pieces. I do have a package of bolts and rivets and things like that put in, but so far so good. Well, that went together a lot easier than I thought, even though it didn't come with any directions at all. Pretty self-explanatory on the number of holes versus the size of bolts and stuff like that. Need to go through and rivet these on now, and then it'll be good to go. Pretty impressed so far, and the great thing with getting it through Can-Am is it should match perfectly to the colors of our X3. It's rated to tow. It's rated at like 40 something pounds, but I can tell it's built tough enough to hold way more. More of the rating is for its side to side sway because you're getting that weight up at the top, which could get you to roll one way or another. Not actual like carrying capacity, because this thing's built pretty dang beefy. Now just need to run over to my buddy John's house and borrow his rivet gun so that we can get this all put in. Then bolt it up to the top and it should be good to go. So the next step is to get it mounted onto the roof. It has these 4 screws already in it. As far as I know, I just need to take these out and replace them with these ones, these bolts that came with it. The problem is they are different sizes. Sure wish it would have came with some instructions for this part, but guess we'll just figure it out. Alright, I was hoping that it would just go through the same holes that were already there, but it doesn't. So we have to take the roof off, and then there's these holes here that will actually bolt through. With these, you can't get to them from underneath because there's this plastic plate here with all your warnings on it. So I just need to unbolt it off, and then I can get it off, and then I can screw up through the plastic. It's better to screw up through this way. That way your hole's right where it should be. Same on the back side. Just I'll put the roof back on and screw up through there. I don't know if you can see it or not. If you remove the sticker from this plate here, you can see there's 2 rivets. You have to drill those out to get this plastic piece off. That way you can drill your pilot hole. Got the rivets drilled out. Now I actually have access up into here so I can pre-drill the hole. Then the rack's just going to go on. I'm just putting the roof back on to make sure I get the hole in the right spot. Because if I don't bolt it down like it should be, I'm going to end up drilling the hole in the wrong spot. Then should be able to slap the roof on without really a problem. Hopefully. Just making sure one last time before we do too much that we're all lined up where it should be and drilling the right spots. And then we'll probably misdrill. Holes are drilled in the roof, so I guess now is the moment of truth to see if the roof rack works and if maybe we shouldn't have riveted it all together until we got it put on first, but guess we'll find out. Overall, not too bad to put on. I would highly recommend before you rivet or bolt it all together, put it actually on, and then rivet and tighten it and do all that sort of stuff once it's on, because we had to like stretch and move and wiggle it and finagle a little bit once it was all bolted together to actually get it to fit where it went. I know it doesn't look very good here in the garage, but it'll probably look better down at Moab, so we might as well head on down there and see how it does and how it looks. Out here at Moab, we are on Chicken Corners Trail, just kind of branching off of Cane Creek, and we have the adventure rack on. We are loving this thing. It's nice to put everything up on and out of the way, and it opens up so much more storage. We can start hauling camping gear, all that sort of stuff, so much better. One of the things I've really liked on this adventure rack is lots of places to tie down. So it doesn't matter what size of coolers you have or bins or whatever, there's a way to tie them down. So there's a hook off the back. You can always just go around these the piping, and then the grated bottom, there's room there. So it works great for multiple things, and it's so nice to have everything up out of the way. One thing you do have to worry about, you load up the top too much, it's going to throw your center of gravity off. So if you're getting into some really extreme stuff or some really fast corners, it could, throw your center of gravity off a little bit. But that's not our style, so not too worried about that. If you're looking for a rack for your Can-Am, this adventure rack's awesome. It matches up perfectly, it has a great finish on it. I think it's going to wear really well, and we'll see over the years how it does. But it's opened up so many more opportunities for us to haul stuff with us without it getting so hot back here on the back of the unit. Now that we got the adventure rack on, there's a whole big list of things we still need to do. One of them, we need to change out these tires. We're looking into the Tusk Terabytes from Rocky Mountain ATV. I've heard really good reviews of those. So we'll look into those, and if you have recommendations on tires, let me know, and maybe I'll, snag a different set, or if you recommend the Terabytes, something that's more of an all-around and not quite as knobby of a tire. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Appreciate all the likes and subscriptions and all those sort of things. It really helps the channel out, and it helps us get out and do these things a little bit more. As always, thanks for watching, and above all else, enjoy your weekend.